Welcome back to Captain of Industry. This is already episode 13 and quite an important episode. As you may be able to already see, I have done quite a few things offline. A number of small researches have been completed, and there are two major things that I've done offline. The first one is to complete our harbor area here. In the last episode we built the cargo depot and the basic distillery, right, to make distillation stage 1 and stage 2 of our diesel, but now I've extended it. We have the sour water strippers and a couple of buildings all over here that we're gonna discuss. Because of that, I've also started to delete the old way. I've deleted the basic distillers that were here. I haven't deleted yet the rubber makers, but this is sort of next. And then all of this will probably also move more over here, make it a bit cleaner. Before I show you exactly all of the details and explain why I think this is so great, let me show you the other big thing that I've done. We have researched the conveyor belts level 2 and I've started to use them over here. Instead of having all of these to create multiple belts, U-shape conveyors for my iron, now we only have this one loose storage with two of these level 2 U-shapes because they can take 200. We have this one at level 1, who is going to take care of these 8 blast furnaces, and then we have the second one that's going to take care for now of those 4, but we can also take 4 more if we need. And similarly for the copper ore, we used to have 2, now we only have 1 to take care of those 4 over here. Coal, we used to have 3, now we only have 1 that starts over here and goes all the way. As you can see, it continues over here and it goes all the way over here. This is the one and only belt. So of course we need to make sure that it is for most of the way. Only when you get to the end you don't really need level 2 because now there's very few that's coming over here. But I feel even more importantly than all of these is for my slag. I always had a bit of a slag problem. It's a level 2 all the way. This is this one over here. Really goes all the way as a straight line. And you can see it's always coming like this, like this, like this. And actually I see I forgot one over here. So let's build it together. At the start here, you don't need a level 2 because this is only going to take 12 for this one plus 12, right? So it's only 24. We definitely don't need level 2 over here. That's fine. And then over here, you press E twice to get to level 2. Perfect. Going to use some unity, add the problem. Perfect. So anyway, this one, that one, here, 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 and just this one is alone and goes directly over here. Then it descends into this sorter here, this balancer, sorry, where we have 2 exits, right? We have this exit over here and that one over here. We're saying priority to this one. I want to make sure that we always have this full where it can come over here. I've actually also simplified this one. This used to be 2 because this is more than 60, right? This is 24 times 3, so it's 72. But now with a level 2, I can have only 1 and it works no problem. Then these ones go over here, and as you can see, this is completely full, so it's working really well now. We also used to have multiple of these flat conveyors here coming and going over here. Now, with this level 2, it's a lot easier to merge all of this. So you can see it is the level 2 that's merging all of this. It's going all the way here into this balancer, and the balancer, the goal is also to first I want to create a storage. I want to have a storage of things. As you can see, this is quite a lot of concrete slab. That way, if I need concrete slab, I'll have it. And this is also very close to all of my bridges so that all of the trucks can go there and pick up some. And then when this is full, then it goes over here. It goes at level 0. And at level 0, all the way over here, it always delivers. And there seems to be a problem because this is not delivering. This is probably the wrong direction. Yeah, perfect. Because I actually changed the directions. And here, this is also missing a connection. Perfect. Now this is fixed. This is why my goal part was so low. It wasn't coming. So anyway, always good to check, but now as you can see, this is working really well. Now, for example, here we have my copper. My copper is actually often full. I also want to have a balancer over here, and then a line that goes all the way over here, creating a bit of a reserve over here, and then a line that goes here for all the other ones. With my level 2, I also won't have those two. I'll be able to have only one, which is then easier, to take care of all of this. Similarly for the iron, I want to be able to do the same. I haven't decided yet if I'll send it all the way over here or if I'll send it on that side. The other thing for the iron is I want to be smart in where to send it first. I want to make sure that, for example, we have always enough mechanical parts for my maintenance before we think about, creating new resources, for example. So this is also what you can do with those priorities. Let's talk a bit about the researches. We've unlocked water recovery. With water recovery, you get this cooling tower. With this cooling tower, I could basically put over here. I could decrease my need for water. Conveyor belts level 2, I've already talked about it. Then the chemical plant, this is a really important one. Talk about it just now. Copper refinement, we had to do impure copper plus water to have copper, but only 19.5. Now we can do impure copper plus acid to get 24 copper. So there's no loss here, which is obviously better because the copper ore is limited. It's not a priority, but still will be good. And I'm going to talk about it also just now. And then we have our large vehicles. We have a new building, we can upgrade it if we want. And with that, we'll be able to produce some of the new vehicles like the large trucks and large excavator. We'll probably do it at some point, but you do need to know that it requires glass, which we don't have right now. We can't make it. We can buy it though. It is 10 construction part level 3, so the red one against 20 of glass. So it is feasible. But again, this is not the first thing I want to do right away. We also have the fuel station level 2. So it's basically just an upgrade of that one. We could do it, not the end. And then we'll also unlock the tree harvester level 2. So where are we? We are over here. Now, we can still do recycling. That is a very important part of the game. You have a couple of things like your maintenance depot, but later on also your research and your population. That's going to create recyclables. And then if you treat those recyclable, you'll get iron scrap, copper scrap, gold scrap, and broken glass, which we can feed back into our furnaces. So we're definitely going to do that at some point. The other one that we can do next is Research Lab level 3. And this is where we unlock the liquid nitrogen. It's really critical to make our lab equipment level 2. And similar to when we got lab equipment level 1, basically we can't do any of these until we produce some of these. It's also worth noting that I haven't done the one at the bottom there. I actually just found on the map the wheat seed. So with that, I can also research now wheat farming, which enables you to create bread. It also here enables me to create a fertilizer organic, which is not really great, to be honest. I don't think we're gonna do it. There's also the corn here. And then we'll get into soybean. But once again, for soybean, we need to find it on the map first. But I definitely want to start to get into wheat and corn. Corn and bread are actually also carbs, so it's like potatoes. They will, if I can provide all of these, they will give me more unity, and also the quantity needed will be spread apart. I'm not sure exactly how the math work. We can try to test it actually when we get there. But basically, instead of needing 21 per minute of potato, I'll probably need something like 10 potatoes, 5 corn and 10 bread or something like this, right? So it spreads apart. It's not as if you need 21, 21, 21, as far as I understand. So it will be good to do it for sure, as much as we can. And this is also why I've started to reorganize over here the belts, flat conveyor and a U-shaped conveyor coming out of all of these. For now, only the flat conveyor is used because I'm only producing vegetables, right? But when I decide to make potato or something else, then it will come on that one. For now, as I said, all of the vegetables are going over here. They're going into those 2 storages and then into that one over here. So we have a lot of reserve. We're very high now in vegetables versus before. But yeah, I've put the potato here, or later this could be something else. And hopefully we can do the same on the other side soon. But now let's get to the most important part of the episode, is what I've done over here. So in the last episode, we created the distillation stage 1 with texture crude oil to make medium oil, heavy oil, and sour water. And then it goes into distillation stage 2. Take this medium oil, a bit more steam, and creates the diesel plus light oil. So we're creating a lot of diesel, that's not the problem, but we're also creating a couple of other things. Light oil, the heavy oil, and the sour water. To recap, my heavy oil is going over here, right? It's going into this balancer over there that has priority on this one, and then whatever is left can be burnt in that flare. Similarly, the light oil is going over here, burning it to make some steam. Again, there's a balancer here, priority to the boiler, but if you have more, you can burn it. That's fine. All of this is creating steam, and this is priority to those two boilers and not to the boiler coal. I actually moved it. It was before over here. It was not needed over here. So I just put it over here. It's not the perfect layout, but it's fine. So this hasn't changed much. But what we've added is here we have a 2 sour water. I have 2 of these. Why 2? Because this is 36, right? And each of these is 18, so that's 36, that's 36. We're taking 36 plus a bit of steam. This is again coming from this pipe. This is this one over here, coming there, and going here and there. This is my sour water, that's coming over here. And with that, it's creating sulfur, ammonia, and water. Let's talk first about the ammonia. This is the ammonia here, it's coming into this one. I probably will delete that in the future because I don't really need the storage of ammonia. But then this ammonia is going on that pipe over here, splitting this way and that way. And then continuing over here at level 1 and dropping into these buildings over here. What are these? Chemical plants. Chemical plants that are taking ammonia, nitrogen, and water to make fertilizer. The nitrogen is coming from these air separators over here, right? And the oxygen is just being sent into the atmosphere. It's worth noting it doesn't actually create pollution, so it's not a problem. Similarly on the other side, right? Because this is 36 and this is 18. So 1 for those two, 1 for those two. And in terms of ammonia, this is 6, right? So times 4, that's 24. And here this is 12 and 12, so 24. So if this is running at full speed, this is exactly the right ratio. And the last thing we need, remember, is some water, right? And this is 6. So once again, 6 times 4, that's 24. Where is that 24 coming from? Well, this is creating 24. That's great. So that's perfect. This is basically this water is going over here. You can see it's going over here. Then half of it is going to go this way, right? Go 12, 6 and 6, and half of it is going that way, 6 and 6. This is not super pretty. We can definitely optimize that. In particular, I had something here that I just deleted. There's still this water here that's annoying me. When this is deleted, I think we can basically just drag all of this closer over here. So this is what we're doing with the ammonia and with 24 water. So the water produced by this one. We still have 24 water here, and we also have 24 sulfur, 12 here and 12 here. So what are we doing with the sulfur? Well, we're actually doing a lot. All of this is using sulfur. This is using 6 and 6, so that's 12. This is using 3 times 4, that's 12. So in total 24, that's exactly what we are using. And then what else is it using? Well, this is also using water, right? This is using 12, this is using 12. 24. This is exactly what this one is producing. So once again, perfect ratio. 1 of these for 2 of these. And these ones are using sulfur and diesel. We're of course creating tons of diesel over here. So if you follow my diesel pipe, some of it is going over here into those ones, and the rest is going back into my city. As I said at the beginning, I haven't really optimized. This was the old layout. We'll probably move all of this closer to here later on. So what is that? Well, this is, as I said, sulfur and water to make acid. Do you remember acid? This is what I told you we can use now into this electrolysis. This is quite a long pipe, but why not? And this will start basically over here, go all the way over here, follow sort of the water, and go all the way here. This is not so bad, and this way we are gonna need even less water. Then here, this is just the new way of making rubber. More efficient, we're making more, and we're also not using coal anymore. Instead, we're using sulfur. As we said, this is exactly all of the sulfur that we're producing with all of those two, but in case I'm full of rubber, full of something, I want to make sure that this doesn't stop. So I've put also a sulfur here, sort of storage. We still have a bit of iron here on the surface. We still have a bit over here, but as you can see, most of it is now underground. So I think the iron here will probably be my first real mine, real underground mine. Probably, you know, we're gonna make it quite simple and have a ramp over here, because we can delete this now. We can move this one back over here. But yeah, we can have the ramp over here and then start putting walls all around. We're definitely gonna need several layers of walls. The next one will probably also be the coal. I'm a bit annoyed, to be honest, that the coal is so close over here, but yeah, that's the way. The good thing is that I need less and less coal over here, right? Because I don't need coal for my diesel anymore. I don't need coal for my rubber. I only need a bit of coal right now for here. But that also means that instead of having the main entry for the coal being here, I could actually have it more over here. And that way wall kind of like this and like that. That's probably also going to be one of the next real mine. In terms of the copper, we actually have tons of copper, and there's still a lot here on the ground. So this won't be a real mine anytime soon, I think. Don't hesitate to share in the comments if you have any questions, any suggestions, comments. I'd love to hear about them. In the next episode, otherwise, I think we're definitely going to continue expanding, cleaning this part over here, getting to the lab level 3, and also revamp completely our food production. Thank you for watching once again, and don't hesitate to smash the like button. It really helps a lot.